Fitsum Adela is Ethiopia's Minister of Planning and Development, and she joins me now. Minister, really good to see you. Thank you so much for joining us. I want to start off with your inflationary environment right now, which has been extremely high now for over a year, around 25%. Could you give me an indication of how rising global food and fuel prices are impacting Ethiopia's economy right now?
Yes, Ethiopian economy is not an island, so the disruptions due to COVID-19 and of course now the Ukraine-Russia conflict disrupted the supply chain. So the impact to the Ethiopian economy comes through prices of fertilizer, oil, edible oil, and fuel. So it definitely has a stake on the the rising inflation now. But of course, Ethiopia's inflation problem is not only a short-term phenomenon. It has been there for long, building from time to time because of low productivity and competitiveness, which we have been trying to tackle through implementing, reform works and 10-year development plan, which really envisions to increase productivity and competitiveness of the whole economy. Yes. So,
do you feel that your 10-year plan has been derailed to a large extent, Minister? When I look at the conflict in Tigray, when I look at the impact that it's had on Ethiopia's reputation to a large extent, you've had the World Bank now coming in with funding. You've had international institutions saying they want to support Ethiopia, but does that derail your plan because you've had internal issues?
Of course, when we crafted our development plan, we haven't assumed such global as well as domestic shocks. But the good point here is we have been implementing a comprehensive homegrown economic reform to really bring back the economy to high growth trajectory and build resilient economy, in which case we have been really investing in agriculture to increase productivity, in agro-processing, really bringing the agro-processing factories and industrial parks into work. So in this regard, for instance, we have the National Wheat Program. So we have been producing wheat in lowland areas, which used to be really idle and which traditionally been waiting for rainy season, so using irrigated water. So we started from zero. Now we are talking about 2.5 million tons of wheat. So production, this really helped with the resilience of the economy, even if the conflict in the northern part of the country might have its own toll on the economy. But the fact that we have been implementing this comprehensive reform really helped to stay in track.
Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov visited Ethiopia, and he said that the food crisis is not to blame, put the blame on Russia. Do you feel that Africa is collateral damage in this war? And do you think that there's reticence by African leaders to denounce the war on Ukraine because of strong diplomatic ties with Russia?
Any conflict is to be denounced. And, it really needs resolution and talks and peace should be the way to go. But for us, for Africa and for Ethiopia as well, this has been really a wake-up call because global shocks are happening, not only the Ukraine-Russia conflict, the COVID-19 and other shocks, related with the climate change. So in this regard, the African continent should look into its own potential, unlock the potential, and really be food self-sufficient, and also, of course, do mitigation and adaptation works to be resilient to climate shocks.
Minister, just very quickly, as we head into this new uncertain environment, is there major concern right now in Ethiopia that if this war is prolonged, that African countries are going to be caught in the middle?
Sure. For instance, agriculture is the backbone of Ethiopian economy, and most African countries, really any country, will be affected by disruption of global supply chain. For instance, for Ethiopia, the shock comes through price of fertilizer. We import all of our fertilizer, for instance. So our agriculture is huge and uses imported fertilizer. It will definitely be impacting the Ethiopian agricultural production and productivity, but we already set out proper mitigation for this because we have all the inputs to produce fertilizer within the country. So we are pushing toward that. But such global shocks definitely be affecting, and we don't want this war to be prolonged.
Thank you so much, Minister Adela. Good to see you. Much appreciated for your time.